Hello again, Struckwap. Welcome back to another evening of streaming. I took a bit longer today with my build video because yeah, I had set up some in my OBS. I had set up some noise gates and noise filters for when I'm talking, which actually probably resulted in last night when streaming some of my voice getting cut off due to the noise gate. I've disabled those, and yeah, this kind of delayed my build video today because I had to re-record all the things 2 times over and over until I finally got my voice to stop cutting off from the filters by disabling those.
Hi,
So if you were
customer.
expecting me to
Welcome to
stream
my
earlier,
humble
sorry for
style.
that. But I'm here now and we are ready to play some of more of the Golem build, and the game starts with a crash. The game started with a crash immediately after logging in. That's actually pretty amazing. Never had that fast of a crash in this game. Like logging in, not even doing anything, and immediately a game crash. There haven't been any news regarding patches, updates. I'm wondering what's happening, and not just me, everyone has been wondering what's happening with Wolcen. So, yeah, I'm gonna see what's going on. Just a moment to get my game to reconnect. That's actually the first thing that happened, a crash. Great start of the day. In the meantime, let me check if my stream is running right. I think it is. I think we're running okay, but had to make sure. Also gonna post in the Wolcen channel in case someone wants to watch from there. Okay, I think we're ready. I just wanted to make sure everything's going on. I wanted to post that I'm live in the forums. Not the forums, but the Discord. So the stream seems to be running. Okay, nice. Although I think Twitch is stuck. Twitch seems to be stuck on a black screen. I'm gonna quickly refresh it, see if it fixes anything. But I think it was just slow. I think it was just slowly updating. Okay, well, there we are. So yeah, I'm ready to do some more runs, and I actually wanted to do something important. I wanted to upgrade my ring, but I didn't want to upgrade it today before recording my video. So while the ring is getting upgraded, I'm gonna be using something else, something different. Probably this for crits and ailment stacks, but maybe I don't need that much ailment stacks, so I could probably get some pierce. I've not tested how pierce would go with this setup, so let's do that. Let's upgrade my ring. Increase item rarity. Oh, now I don't have the money. Okay. Now I need to farm some money. It's either the money that I'm missing or the or the affinity. It's never both, and it's never either.
Ah, there you are. Our
Right,
diplomats are
goat and
becoming restless. Perhaps you
affinity.
have a
Let's
mission
get
for
more
them.
affinity.
What do you wish my contacts to find for you this time, my friend?
There's not much I can do, honestly. I'm just gonna start a quick run,
Let me guess.
163 for
You want a
example,
contract?
because I don't need to be doing 187s if I don't need XP. Might as well place this somewhere.
Please,
I don't
look
need this.
around. I'm sure you'll find something that takes your fancy.
And my game keeps crashing. What's happening? Every time I open my storage or shop, the game Keeps crashing. And Reed Kitu, welcome back. Triple Golems is not overpowered. It's just a fun, fun, fun setup to play. But if Wolcen introduces leaks, I'm definitely gonna quit for good if they introduce leaks in the game. I don't play Path of Exile due to seasons. I don't and leaks. I don't play Diablo due to seasons of leaks. So hopefully they never introduce something like that. If they introduce seasons and leaks, make them optional. Make it so that I can play the latest content without having to go into the leak and losing my leveled up. So what's happening is I'm crashing every time I go to my warehouse or to the NPC. So far, within 5-6 minutes or 10 minutes, I've crashed twice. What's happening? I think Wolcen is having some problems. We'll see what they're gonna introduce. We'll see. I mean the game is with so much potential, and they just need to focus on the right things. I'm not the player who would quit once they reach max level. I don't play to reach max level and then quit. I play to reach max level and then start experimenting with new builds. Start respecking, start farming better gear, min-maxing the shit out of everything I can get. Even if it's not a meta setup. So what's happening now is I can't open my warehouse. If I go ahead and talk to Muhabi, he kind of crashes on me. So I'm gonna avoid talking to Muhabi until they fix this. And I'm just gonna do some runs. Oh, I forgot about my golems. Just a moment. Did someone just do stasis on me? I guess they did. Okay, let's group them up together. Everyone together. Come on, enemies. I think that's fine. The big guy got missed. I wish my summons could be taught to target a certain enemy, because look at what's happening. My golems are fighting some enemies instead of letting those enemies reach me and the others. But yeah, I'm loving those rockets, the pew pew rockets. And this build is, yeah, it's not a meta build, but it's fun. And I just uploaded the video for it today on YouTube for anyone who is interested. And yes, they are caster golems. I mean, they're not casting, they're just using ranged attacks with the staff. That's kind of... It doesn't have to be the casters, but the caster is the only ranged golem, and I love the ranged ability of them. You're gonna play zero cooldown Winter's Grasp at offline mode. Okay. Well, we'll see if seasons would come into the game or not. If they do, I probably would avoid it like the plague, because that's what it is, a plague in the industry. The sad thing is every single game that I'm excited about is thinking about adding seasons and things. Probably Chaos Bane is the only game that's not thinking of adding seasons as far as we know. And speaking of Chaos Bane, the new character class is coming in a week. So next week I will be streaming some Chaos Bane with the Dwarven Engineer and her turrets and bombs. And yeah, we will be exploring the forges. I'm a big fan of this settle. Chaos Bane is not a better game. It's far from a better game, but I do love making builds in the game. Chaos Bane at the moment probably has 20 people playing it on Steam. But every patch there's people who are returning to it, and Chaos Bane has problems that, for example, stem from the badly set up itemization. It's using Diablo 3 styles of items. Basically you collect the set, you use the skill that gets powerful when you have this set, and that's it, you're done with the setup. So every hero there has 4 sets, and each set boosts a certain skill, giving you a heroic version of that skill or a heroic version of a certain passive. You kind of are forced to build around that. Chaos Bane also has very bad balancing, and even then, at the moment, Wolcen has less viable 187 build variety than Chaos Bane does for the hardest content in the game. So if I were to say whether Chaos Bane is better, I'd say the only thing that Chaos Bane has that other games don't is that it's a Warhammer game. It's a Warhammer fantasy Age of Sigmar kind of ARPG, hack and slash, and there isn't another one that's for PC. There is another one for mobile, but I don't want to even talk about mobile. So next week I will be playing some Chaos Bane for sure, because I'm so excited about the Dwarven Engineer. Hopefully they've reworked some of the things from the other classes. Well, they said it will be releasing this year. I don't know about early summer, but I know about the game releasing this year when it comes to Last Epoch. Whether it's gonna be summer, winter, autumn, I can't tell you, Jude. But I'm excited about Last Epoch. And yeah, seasons in Diablo 4, if they do them right, that's fine. I think the seasonal content shouldn't be taking away the fun from non-seasonal. I think seasons can be done right without making you start over. You can do seasons while retaining the progress of the characters. I don't see a reason why seasons should make people start over, unless it's something like Path of Exile, where people are competing who would reach max level. In Diablo 3, for example, most of the season stuff doesn't make sense to start over, because you reach max level within a few minutes of power leveling or of playing. Maybe an hour or two if you take it slow. And yeah, it is fun to have some content that is locked behind seasons. But I'd rather have it like a season increases the wood drop rate of certain new things that get introduced, like new items. Let's say Wolcen introduces new uniques and new item affixes and things like that every season that are easier to get while playing the season. And that's what I think the season should be. Like, they can do something similar to Borderlands limited time events, like the Borderlands Halloween event and things like that. Something that you can only get during that season, that maybe changes some mechanics, kind of like Diablo 3 changes mechanics, but without making you start over. Something like that would work well. And let's say there's new items, and the new items drop with increased rate during the season. Once the season is over, they get nerfed back to regular drop rates, something like that, for example. That would get people excited and get them to come back to try the new wood and to make sure that they're farming the new wood. Because those games are wood driven. If you make seasons be wood driven rather than level driven, I think many people would be returning into games. I mean, that's just an idea I just had right now. If you give me some time, I can figure out many ways how seasons could be done without making you start over and still feeling like new seasonal content. Also, Wolcen has a great cosmetic system, so they can introduce rewards by playing during the seasons. Like, let's say when there's a new season, you log in, you start playing, and there's some challenges to kill certain bosses and things like that. Kind of like the Diablo season challenges, but rewarding you some cosmetics that are unique to that season. That would make people wanna play during that season because they know they can get those skins only during that season and not at any time else after that season is over. For example, challenge to do a certain maps during that time and things like this. In every season, character with new stuff, it is bullshit. Yeah, I probably agree with that. I probably agree to a certain extent, having to start over. It makes sense in Path of Exile, because Path of Exile is all about the leveling, all about who's gonna reach level 100 first. It's a competition there. People have teams racing for them. People get sponsored by different companies to advertise those companies while leveling up and streaming and so on. In Path of Exile, starting over makes sense. But I can tell you there's many ways to make seasons work without having to start over with retaining the old progress. Limited time events is the key. You can make the seasons be limited time events, reward limited cosmetics, reward limited non-cosmetic rewards, just things that you can get only by playing during the season and doing different things, be it killing different bosses, be it doing a certain number of maps, or maybe crafting a certain number of items or reforging a certain number of times. Things like that, simple things that don't require that much to complete but would still keep people playing. And of course new wood every season would be super nice. Every 2-3 months new wood that doesn't make the old wood outdated, just opens up new builds. I think the main thing Wolcen should end up reworking is the end game viability of unique items, because many unique items are supposedly build opening, but for end game 187, 163, most of those builds that get opened are not as good. Now let's show you Bleeding Edge version of this build. Let me show you how this build can turn into Bleeding Edge. If you do this and then do this on boss fights, so now this turns into Bleeding Edge instead of Havoc Corp. And we can push the boss together. And this is now, instead of Havoc Corp, something completely different. So this is why I'm saying golems can be modified the way you want them to. So now instead of Plague Burst, let's try using a Ranger skill. Instead of Plague Burst, let's try using Wailing Arrows. And let's go back to a pistol setup. Wailing Arrows, how do I wanna build my Wailing Arrows? Let's build them like this. I mean, this setup is super flexible setup. I will be testing different versions of it today. Yeah, last epoch definitely has good stuff, and another thing that has good stuff, yeah, Diablo 4 so far has revealed a lot of things. There has been a recent blog post from a few days ago about Diablo, which you might want to check out.
Plenty of eager seekers waiting for your word. I almost wish I was
So
going
I'm
with
still
them.
trying to farm goat right now.
We have
Trying
a
to
number
farm a
of
lot of
diplomats
goat.
ready to embark
I
on any
can't do
mission
this
of your choosing.
unfortunately, but maybe after I sell items I will be. Oh shit, I
A
didn't loot
fine
items.
item. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm gonna
Are you looking for me?
do
Oh, of course you are.
goat,
Got plenty of expeditions to choose from.
heavy armor.
Our diplomats are awaiting your orders, my lady. Ah, welcome. Was there something you wished me to find?
Now instead of plague burst, let's see wailing arrows in the mix. See how it works. But in a PTR you don't do in a public test realm you don't do 2 months of public test realm before something gets introduced to the public, to the basic server. And I can't consider leaks as a PTR. 2-3 months of PTR is not what a PTR is about. I'd rather have all the changes coming to the non-seasonal content as well as the seasonal content, and just letting people opt out whether they want to be doing seasons or not. It's just not fun when you're forcing people to start over in your game. Not everyone likes to do it, so if it's optional, if if the seasonal servers and the non-seasonal servers get the exact same content, it's gonna be nice. Maybe in the seasonal contents you can keep some challenges and some rewards for people who start over that are optional, but also keep something that rewards people who didn't start over, so they can test the new content, the new stuff. There's many ways how to make seasons work without having to start over. I'm telling you this. There's many ways to do it right as long as one is willing to. This guy just keeps rushing forward. What a boring NPC. All he knows is rushing forward. Wait, why is he not exploding? There we go. Thought he was glitched, he didn't want to explode. Well, wailing arrows. What if I do wailing arrows to do the damage at once? I'm actually gonna be respecing later today to test different setups. I wanna test a more crit oriented setup without some of the defensive abilities, because I don't think I need all the defensive stuff for this.
Not happening. My endurance is waning.
Let's see. Okay.
My endurance is waning.
Yeah, I actually like it with wailing arrows. It's not bad with wailing arrows. to get that extra damage, but I still think Plague Burst is the better option when it comes to a support skill for this setup. Also, triple golems, it's not really needed. You can sacrifice one of the golems and have Plague Burst and Wailing Arrows and have a corp. I'm thinking of testing this. Let's test it. Let's remove one of the golems and add something like Plague Burst. Or maybe what if we add Tear of Atelio? What if we add the tier skill? I've not leveled up the tier skill, so might as well start leveling up into that one. Just to see how it can work with just 2 golems. 2 golems should be more than enough survivability for the content like the one I'm doing.
I need a breather.
Oh, I've already been here, but I forgot to take this. Please tell me its movement speed. Element chance. Well, it's not bad. Yeah. Maybe no patch today, maybe a patch on Friday, we'll see. Maybe there's a lot of things that need to be fixed and they don't know which things to fix first, I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Okay, let's do those elites. Oh. I'm now just completely going wild with testing how different skills might work with this setup. That's what I normally love doing once I upload the build video. I love to do some more experiments with that build to see what else I can synergize with it, what else I can test. Going for those wild combos. And since 2 golems does seem like a bit too much, trying to get more damage from skills rather than damage from pets. I just keep forgetting to use my potions. I have to get used to this. Have to get used to paying attention to my... And yeah, Red Cloud, it is sad that people are leaving the game, but they're leaving the game for good reasons. The games are glitchy. Even now I can't use the trader without crashing. Today, at the start of my stream, immediately after logging into the game, I talk to the trader, then I crash. Then I walk back in, I do some things in my inventory, then I talk to the trader and I crash. It is the first time I've seen this bug happening. It was not happening earlier today. And there's just so many annoying bugs and glitches. Every day I can find probably at least 2-3 bugs per hour. Let's talk about bugs per hour I can find. Unique bugs that are completely different and separate from each other. So in a let's say in a play session of 10 hours I can find roughly 40 bugs in the game. So people are leaving it for good reasons. They're not leaving it without reasons. I missed 3 zeros. Yeah, okay.
That's not happening.
Yeah, there's definitely a ton of bugs. It needs fixes for the bugs and for the broken skills and for the broken skill nodes and passives and everything. The Diablo mod for Grindown, by the way, Savior, is a fun mod. The Diablo mod for Grindown is quite nice. So if you're thinking of trying it, you're probably gonna have good times with it. The creator of this mod RAM, you can always talk to him on the Reign of Terror Discord. They have a Discord and they're active there, the creator and the developers of the mod. Okay, I wanna introduce a spell, a willpower dump into the setup. I'm thinking of introducing Arctic Spear, or maybe let's try the firebows. Let's try using Solar Foe and maybe what else might I wanna include into the setup? So if I use Solar Foe, let's see, do I want Solar Foe with Cursed or with Fire? If I use Solar Foe and if I use the Firebow, alright, let's see this. I'm gonna be respecking, by the way, soon the passives, because I wanna get a build with more crits. Less survivability, more crits is what I wanna test. So yeah, today it will be all about testing multiple ways to mix this build up. What if we put Plague Burst instead of the Fireball and group up the AoEs?
Gotta catch my breath.
Let's see. Oh well. But yeah, there's gonna be some people returning to Chaos Bane in the next week, I'm assuming. So it's gonna be fun for me to test the new zones and see the new hero and see what builds I can get with her. Wait, why can't I use my Plague Burst? See, my golem is super stupid. My golem is standing there busy with enemies instead of grouping those enemies together. I can't tell my golem stop attacking those enemies, start attacking the boss. Which I really wish I could. Let's see.
Oh, hi. You been somewhere? You look a little rough. Oh, hey there.
I'm gonna need some more
I was just
goat.
telling this young'un a tale from the glory days. Perhaps you'd like to hear.
Of course, my lady.
What are you? What? Oh, sorry, my lady. Where are you sending the seekers?
So let's respect my skills now. Let's go into my passives and let's respect them. Less resistance HP. So yeah, I'm gonna be picking very little defensive things this time around. And I'm gonna be picking this one this time around for the double damage. Going back to EOS though. So what do I do now? So this time around I'm taking more crits. More crit chance, more crit damage. And less stacks this time around. So I can take extra crit chance, or I can take some extra havoc chance. I'm also gonna do this. I'm gonna try this thing. So this is a test to see how this would work.
Don't be shy. Mojave has everything a soldier needs.
Okay. So now I wanna do something. I'm gonna be equipping my dagger. And I wanna see something like this.
Let me guess. You want a contract?
Alright, let's try and get them. I wanna see if I can survive with without that much survivability. With just 2 golems and that extra attack speed.
I can't do that right now.
Okay. And hello Z, welcome back Z. Just give me a moment folks, just need to do something. There we go. I'm gonna give my pet a petting in a moment. Just had to reconfigure my overlays because after the game crashed. Where is Sky? Sky is on the other end of the room. There you go. Gave him the petting. But yeah, still no patch, and I was kind of in the zone reworking this setup to see what else we can do with it. So with this attack speed you can see I'm spamming much faster. But now switching to this setup, I'm having difficulties keeping up all immortal offering buffs. What's missing? I think the toxic one is missing. Probably because Plague Burst might be doing cursed due to shadow damage from this one and Aether, and this one more fire damage to spells. So shadow damage to spells is my major one right now. That's why I'm not doing enough toxic. Before I was doing the toxic stacks as a result from this. Seems like yeah, Plague Burst is not doing plague, it's not doing toxic right now. Let's see this one. D-Rosa, welcome to my stream, D-Rosa. I'm glad you're enjoying this. Yeah, today I will be experimenting a lot with this setup to show you all the different weird combos you can make with it. Now I'm not using 3 golems, I'm only using 2, just to see how it goes, and I reduced a lot of the survivability of the setup, and I can still survive. I can still survive, and it's nice.
I can't do that right now.
We get that attack speed. Probably I will try with just 1 golem next. Just 1 golem and Aether jump instead of the other golem. Just wanna do the boss first with 2 golems to see how it is. My resistances are still nice. Even without that much survivability, with the shout I can get up to 150% all resistance score. So the shout kind of negates the 50% resistances I'm losing due to flurrying flames. Even gives me 2 times more than what I've lost on top of it. So losing 50 but gaining 150. So not that bad. You can see my resists now. Still not bad. But I'm getting that 150% attack speed score. And my crit right now is not so bad without a single point into ferocity. Next I will be getting my HP to 50,000 and putting more points into ferocity as a test to see can I survive that with just 1 golem and with more ferocity instead of toughness. Pushing it to the limits. So this boss is regeneration boss. If you wanna be meta with this boss, you can go and get some bleeding catch instead of havoc. He's also doing stasis apparently. Alright. But with the shout I'm actually getting extra globes to spawn with the shout together with Plague Burst. This was level 163 level dungeon.
Well, don't ask
I mean, you can't get anything more from 187 other than XP. Higher level items would not give you better stats after 163. So 163 is cheaper to upgrade. So if you want to be farming items for upgrades, 163 is the limit. 187 only costs more to upgrade, but has the same amount of stats. So keep that in mind when farming. You're level 60. Oh, you should be able to play 60 with easy builds. Like level 60 is super easy to play with some of the other builds. I mean, I can make at least 20-30 builds that can do level 60 without problem. I can even make 15 to 20 builds that can do 130. But after 130, 40, 50, the builds become less and less and less viable as you go up the ranks.
How may I?
So the balance starts showing, the bad balance starts showing there. I think after level 130 is when you start seeing how badly balanced the game is.
You are
So I'm not
welcome
sure if
here.
they really tested all the high level difficulties when testing.
The dark market, was it?
Are you looking for me? Oh, of course you are. Got
Gold
caravan
large
will need a lot of protection.
quantity, okay.
As long as they have their wits about them, I think.
What are you? What? Oh, sorry, my lady. Where are you sending the seekers then?
I can do one more thing, like maybe a bit more gold. I'm trying to collect some gold. So I respect my points. Let's respect the attributes now. Oh, not enough gold to respect my attributes. Alright, one more dungeon and then we're gonna respect the attributes. The projects for crafting. Well, you can do different things with those projects. You can upgrade items, you can
Welcome to my humble stand.
upgrade either the quality, like this item can be made into yellow, and this item can be made into legendary. And you can see this item is 2 stars. So if I can make it 3 stars, then make it 4 stars, and then make it 5 stars. And each star would give it more stats.
Your
It would give it
patronage is
better
appreciated.
stats. And it's keeping when you're upgrading, for example, if I upgrade this into a legendary item, I'm gonna keep the resource generation, toughness, crit chance score and all resistance score, but it's gonna get another 2 more stats.
Don't forget
So
about
this is
me,
what upgrading
adventurer.
items
Yes.
can do. What projects you need to do, I can show you right now because I've already opened them up. But you need to be doing projects that give you resources. Projects for gold and primordial affinity, also projects that upgrade your productivity. And you only need to be upgrading the projects that gives you more productivity base until a certain level, until you feel like you're earning enough productivity with each run. Afterwards it becomes less useful.
That's not happening.
Actually, let's remove one of the golems now. Let's use Aether Jump instead of one of the golems. So now from 3 golems we are going all the way down to just 1. I'm still not having trouble surviving, even with just 1 golem. And I'm gonna get much more... okay, this is a good test. This is a named boss. It normally does a lot of damage and can 1, 2, 3 shot. So this one doesn't seem to be able to 1, 2, 3 shot me right now. I'm gonna group them together though. Chest piece, reagent, wailing arrows. So yeah, this is fun that even with just one golem I'm able to survive on this difficulty without problem. So I'm not thinking I don't think I can beat this one on time.
It's not possible.
Look at this, I'm barely scratching. I was saying the same thing yesterday. Omens seem super overpowered when it comes to how much HP they've got, and only meta builds can kill Omens quickly. And that's not a fun mechanic to be gating Omens behind having to play a meta build. And this is not 187 content as well. This is 163 content, and you saw how much HP the Omen had. No matter how many times I hit it, I think the Omens should always take 1 damage per hit, and they should have a fixed number of HP, which is a fixed number of hits. So regardless how bad your build is, after doing enough hits, it should always be able to kill the Omen. That's how something like this should be done. So hit the enemy X number of times, it dies. That also limits the amount of gold you can get from it, because it currently drops gold per hit. And you can just make it to drop gold every hit, and make it like have to hit it 50 times or something like that. After hitting it 50 times it dies. That's a great way, for example, how Omens can be done. Taking 1 damage for each hit, regardless what your build is, and just making them have fixed HP. For example, let's say the Omen is level 163, having to hit it 163 times, for example, might be a bit too much, but half of this, 80 times, 82 times, 81 times would be acceptable, for example. And yeah, dark market you need to unlock. If you can, unlock the dark market as soon as you can. And always keep doing projects that give you more of what's its name? That give you more productivity base. But the dark market is something you wanna be upgrading as soon as you can. It's not a must-have thing early in the game, but once you start doing end game, you want it. Once you start doing something like 100 level enemies, etc., you might want to start upgrading items and crafting some stuff. So this one has regeneration, so it's gonna take a while to kill it.
Not right now.
Boom, 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 pew, pew, pew. I'm loving those rockets. So yeah, it's fun playing without 3 golems with just 1, and it still gives me survivability. I still don't feel like I'm gonna die. We'll see on the boss fight though, but so far even with just 1 golem I feel like I'm okay. I feel like I can survive. And the next step would be reducing my HP to 40-50,000 and getting more ferocity for more crits to see how that would work. And this is without even using Bleeding Edge. I mean, I can always use Bleeding Edge for this setup and just have the golem there for survivability. So there's many ways to make this build work, apparently.
Can't manage that.
A lot of legendaries in this run. I'm surprised how many I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already looted from this run. This is such a nice run. Without upgrading the magic find, by the way. I don't waste my gold for upgrading the magic find unless I'm doing contained, because gold is hard to come by. Well, mostly I actually waste my gold into affinity, because I keep respecking, and that's what my gold ends up getting converted into. But I'm loving this setup, so fun. How long it takes the project to complete depends on your base productivity. As I said, you want to be upgrading the powers. You want to upgrade the powers to give you more projects. Once you reach 5 projects at the same time, you can't get more projects, but you can get more productivity. So I'm gonna show you once I get into the town regarding this. I do have on YouTube a guide about projects, by the way, but if you don't want to watch it, I will give you a few quick tips once I return from this map into the town. Okay, this is just one enemy, I need more. Group up, come on enemies.
I can't do that.
I want to group them up. I'm loving this attack speed. What's the attack speed? 65%. Pretty nice. Now it's 45, boom, 65. Alright, this boss I wanna pull towards where there's more. Is the boss coming? Come on, boss. Come on, champ. I know you wanna come with me. I wanna pull the champion towards where the boss is, by the way. Let's see if I can do it. Let's pull them together. Where did this champ go? Come on, champ. I know you wanna come here, and let's pull the boss. We have to AoE them together. So far I'm holding up, but this guy is kind of busy with my golem, so I'm gonna make it less busy.
That's not happening.
Thankfully neither of them has regeneration. I don't seem to be able to pull the big guy towards the armor.
Can't manage that one.
And there we go. One exploded, killed the other. This is why this was fun. You saw a guy farming the unique merchant and he was using his waypoint. Yours is locked. Is there a way to unlock it in champion mode? I don't think it would work in champion mode. Probably in the basic mode it might work. But you can probably create an out hero and then farm it in the basic mode if it works. But really there's only one thing you want from that merchant right now, and this is the trial belt. So
Don't be shy.
some people can
Habe
spend
has
6
everything a
hours and
soldier
not get
needs.
it to sell that. Some people can spend 1 hour and get it. Some people can spend few days trying to farm it and still not get it to give you the belt. So it's kind of super random right there.
Tell your friends.
I'm not even
Mojave
telling
stand
people
in
to
the
do it
palace
this
district.
way, but yeah, it's kind of sad how rare this is when you when you find
You
it,
know,
when you
Mojave
find the
is
NPC,
always the
how rare
best
it is to
man.
get the belt to be sold. And my game keeps crashing. This is the third time today when I'm in my warehouse, the game keeps crashing. Not sure what is causing it, but so far every time I crashed I was in my warehouse. So something in my warehouse is making the game crash. But yeah, if he was in story mode, it's probably doable. It's probably doable to do some sort of exploit with the waypoints. I'm not familiar with this way of farming the NPC. Okay, let's do that. So yeah, so far 3 times the game crashed for the past how many hours? For the past hour and 4 minutes. The game crashed 3 times, and all 3 times I was uh, opening my inventory. So I'm not sure what in my inventory is making the game crash, but it is something. It is something there. Can we get it to crash again? Yeah. See? See, the game fucking crashes. I'm telling you, this is just the newest bug in the game. Oh, so in story mode he could teleport around the different waypoints. Okay. I know 2 or 3 of the places where the NPC can spawn, but I don't know all of the places where it spawns. And even then, I don't have the time and patience to be farming story mode just to get a trial belt when you don't really need the belt, because you can use the curse yourself on your skill bar and you can still get the same effect. Instead, it's just gonna be wasting a skill slot, but it's not really wasted if it's boosting your damage that much. But yeah, you see, I'm gonna have to avoid using my stash. This is today when this bug started happening. When I'm using my stash, the game crashes. Never had this bug before. No idea what's causing it, but pretty annoying, honestly. So full of chests or full of cursed chests? I'm gonna do the cursed chests now. Abyssal
Man,
Rift,
just imagining the peril they're about to endure.
Their
Primordial
route would be fraught
Affinity,
with danger.
Primordial
So,
affinity,
you're up to-
Where are you thinking of sending the Seekers today?
maybe some
Somewhere
gold.
dangerous by any chance?
Come in. There's no need to be shy. We plenty of missions for you to peruse, my lady.
Cancel project.
The
I
dark
wanna
market.
upgrade my ring.
Never heard of it. Sorry, my friend.
What? Oh, never mind. For a second I thought I lost my ring. Okay, so let's upgrade this ring. I've been waiting a long time to upgrade it. In the meantime, let's use something with more pierce. Like this. This should work.
What are you looking for? A new weapon, perhaps?
So yeah, the game keeps surprising me with new bugs every day.
Let me
Okay,
guess, you want a contract?
so let's do this.
Pick me up a souvenir.
Not possible.
Right, that should work. Wow, this one didn't damage the other one. Come on, come on. Die, die, die.
Not my
Okay, I took what I needed. Took the two legendaries.
Hello there, friend. Please, browse my wares.
5,800. I've got 6,000 and a yellow, so much better.
I'll be here when you need me, friend.
%, nope. The accessories one, by the way, the one that gives you accessories is good to do if you want to be getting steel rings as bases for crafting. Now, as I said, I want to respect my attributes and I want to go for like 40,000 HP, something like that. Let's go for 4550. $45,000 HP, and then I'm gonna go for ferocity. I wanna see a more damage oriented version of this setup and how it will do. How's my crit? 43. Can I get it close to 45? Well, that's actually a bit too much. Alright, that should do. Maybe a bit more toughness, or should I go for more wisdom? I'm gonna go for a bit more toughness. Just 50,000 should do the trick. Alright, I think this would be the setup. 46.4, not too bad, not too shabby. 319 crit damage. Should do the trick.
What are you looking for?
A more offensive version of the setup with just one golem instead of 3 golems.
Your patronage is appreciated.
Plenty of eager seekers.
It's a day
waiting for your
of
word.
testing, a day of
What
experiments.
can I do for you today? Perhaps there are a number of missions being considered. Take a look.
Plenty of eager seekers waiting for your word.
Okay,
I almost wish I was going with them.
let's move.
Let me guess, you want a contract?
Still getting used to the hotkeys, making mistakes, pressing the wrong keys. But I'm loving all those rockets. This pew 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 pew. Just wasted those enemies. Should have killed them when the sphere was nearby. I think it's much better damage-wise now. Are you guys noticing the damage increase as well from all the crits? I think we're clearing things faster.
I can't do that.
And this attack speed is just amazing. This attack speed is just so dope. There we go. Definitely something I love playing. Much more than Bleeding Edge. Bleeding Edge may be the meta, it may be giving me the fastest results, but this one I'm enjoying playing it more. It's my kind of ranged play. Even though with the way I set up the passives right now, I'm not getting the toxic, but I can replace those gems for toxic gems, and I'm probably gonna get the toxic buff. Let's see, what buffs am I not getting other than toxic? The whitening I'm getting every now and then from the what's its name, from the golem, from the liver mortis. So toxic and fire. Plague burst can go fire. Fire plague burst, here it is.
I need more power. I can't do that. I can't do that right now.
Okay, kinda need to get used to the rotations.
It's not possible. It's not possible. I need more power.
Come on, die. So did the plague burst even go fire? It doesn't seem... Oh yeah, there we go. We're getting the fire from the plague burst. I normally can go whitening, but it's not gonna do stasis if it goes whitening. But from Aether jump I can probably still get stasis on them. But I'd rather I'd rather keep the anomaly stasis. And the whitening is from the pet. Even if I just keep 6 buffs, it's fine. So I'm just gonna replace my gem for toxic instead of shadow, and that should do the trick. Because the mark of impurity is giving me the curse stacks anyways. Okay, let's move here.
Can't manage that.
Like this. Oh, there's more there. I'm loving this though. Can't wait for this device buff to get fixed. This thing. What's its name? Sparking Dart. When this gets fixed, Havoc Orb would get so much damage, so much damage. It's not just Havoc Orb that's gonna get damage. I can convert Anomaly into Whitening and it's gonna get a lot of damage as well, if I want to. But if I convert it into Whitening, it's not gonna be Stasis, which means it's not gonna be doing this extra 100% damage. Although if I don't care much about that 100%, that's fine. I can still do stasis with Aether Jump, but I have to kind of teleport close to them, so not ideal. But I can do 2 anomalies, one anomaly with stasis and one anomaly with whitening, instead of having Aether Jump. When they fix that Sparking Dart, the Whitening Thunder God Store, or whatever you wanna call it, hammer build with Anvil Swow would be super fun. Because that's gonna be up to 20,000 extra damage for Whitening skills or device skills. Of course, it makes sense why they broke it, because it would have been the strongest setup there is if it worked the way it says it works. Currently you can get between -100 and 100 between -100 and 100 points, which are called power charges, and then you're getting 200% multiplied by your current number of power charge points. So the most you can get is 100 multiplied by 200%. Which is a lot of damage. That's 20,000. Even if it's 20,000 average damage that you're getting, not 20,000%, even if it's 20,000 average damage, that's gonna give you a lot. Because my current average damage, you can see 312, without that 20,000 being in the flat. If I had 20,000 flat without my rage being that high, let's see how it changes. So it's 18,000. So if I have that 20,000, that's gonna be more than twice my damage. More than twice my damage. Currently from 17.958. You can see how much that would be. The damage here is 25,000 average. Here 2,000. If that was whitening, that would have been almost 10 times the damage.
It's not possible.
I'm not sure how it would work, whether it would give 20,000% or 20,000 flat damage increase. But in any case, it would be amazing to test it and see how it is when it's fixed. I tested it a few days ago, like last week, It just didn't work the way it says. It didn't give that much damage. Also, more rage and willpower for this build should have been something I take. Okay, something did a lot of damage. It's probably the lightning bolts. They're OP. Well, we're getting close to spawning the boss here. Let's find some more enemies.
Can't manage that.
Alright, let's find some more. Actually, I'm gonna go down there. Maybe there's gonna be the NPC that sells items. Oh! A bug. I mean, an omen. And of course it's gonna escape. Not sure why I even bothered with it, with this build.
Need a breather.
It's just not the build to kill omens. It's not a bleeding edge build. Let's see. A bit more kills and then I can spawn the boss.
That can't be done.
It's weird how anomalies end up being a challenge. If you're not playing a meta build, anomalies being a challenge. It's the first game that that managed to get wood goblins or whatever you wanna call this mechanic wrong. There's no way in other games that have similar mechanics that you won't be able to kill it even with a bad build. Like in Diablo 3 for example, even with a bad build, if you find a goblin, you should be able to kill it with shit builds as well. Maybe should use a willpower potion, but I'd rather go for double the rage. So I don't have anything to explode, which means it's gonna be just me and the boss. At least there's no regeneration. So this is the first time I'm doing a boss fight with just a single golem, right? I think it is. Come on, come on. I keep shooting in the wrong direction sometimes. Okay, getting there. He has 57 million, not that much, but still a nice chunk of HP to get down. At least it's not one of those annoying bosses like the healer that spawns extra mini healers, and it's not the whitening one as well. It should be exploding now. I'm afraid to go into the warehouse and leave this gem there and this entropy orb there. Super afraid to do that. Okay, this got upgraded. It got an extra flat damage, I think. I don't remember this having 2 times flat damage when I put it for an upgrade. And the good thing is it had 4 stats, it now has 5. So pretty nice. I can add another stat with a tier when crafting is kind of more controllable. What do I want to upgrade next? I'm afraid to go into my warehouse again, because the game would crash.
Don't be shy. Mojave has everything
Oh
a
wait,
soldier
wait.
needs.
What was this? HP? Ah, force shield. Never mind. It did give HP, but the other bonuses kind of wasted.
Your patronage is
So this can
appreciated.
replace that one for now, and this will go back where it was. So let's say I upgrade this one next. I think I've got the gold for it. On blue stats, well, this is an old ring. This ring was old. I think this is a legacy. So even if it's 2025 max, 30. This one is. I think I've had this
Perhaps we could
from
complete
3
this
weeks ago,
transaction
maybe
soon, my
more.
friend.
It's one of my
Mojave
oldest
has
rings.
other
One of my
enterprises you
first
must attend to.
187 items that I had. It was yellow as well, so keep that in mind. It used to be a yellow ring that I just upgraded today. So you can get 30 probably on the old items, not sure about the new ones. I do have a few with 30 that I've kept from before. Let's start upgrading this. And how's my gold?
What are
14.
you, what? Oh, sorry, my lady. Where are you sending the seekers then?
The caravan may run into trouble along the way, but I think they have a chance of success. Should not be too...
What? Oh, it's you. I was just resting my eyes. So, what'll it be?
Alright, let's do this. So by the way, whomever was asking earlier about
Hi,
what to
lovely to
upgrade,
see you. Now, have you
upgrade
There you
this.
are, my lady.
Upgrade those until you think you don't need any more upgrades. I think by the time you reach Theater, Rift Initiative, you should be fine. I don't even feel the need to get the final 2 upgrades, but yeah, upgrade those as soon as you can. You should be doing those upgrades so you can get better productivity base.
My
Upgrade
lady,
the powers as
do you
much as
have
you
something
can
for us?
and then do the productivity upgrades. You want to be able to do 5 projects and you get that by upgrading the powers. And you want more productivity base, again you get that by upgrading this thing. Upgrade the the black market so you can unlock all the different options, and you have to upgrade this so you can sell for more and buy for less from merchants as well. You want to be upgrading this to get your 5th slot as soon as possible. This is something you should be rushing. And eventually this you need to do as well, because, well, that's extra passive point. I think I got 2 passive points instead of 1. I think there was a bug that gave me 1 extra passive point. This one I've not upgraded because I don't need it. It's gonna upgrade my primordial essence bar, which is currently 1000, to maybe 1250, or I don't know how much it will be, that I really don't need it. This one is also something you probably don't need. It's gonna give you the 4th token. Currently, when you finish the campaign, you have 3 of those unlocked, and with that one you're gonna have 4 of them. Not something to rush. But
So
this
good
I
to
would
see you.
upgrade, and
Come
this
in,
I would
come in.
upgrade, and
Welcome
this
to the
for
lab.
duplication of
You know,
skills I
as
would
a
upgrade
scientist, I often
when I
think
can.
the
This gives you
tools we
special
use to
missions,
understand the world
something
will
worth
never
considering
truly
to
be
upgrade.
sufficient. Don't
This
you
is
agree?
only 20% magic find, totally not worth it, but eventually everyone needs to get it, I guess.
We have a number of
So that's
diplomats
it
ready
for
to embark
the
on
person
any
earlier that
mission
was
of your
asking
choosing.
Welcome to the Purple
about the
Phoenix.
upgrades for a new player. Main thing: upgrade the powers,
That can't be done.
upgrade the 5th skill slot, upgrade the passives, and the black market together with the options to turn affinity into gold and vice versa.
It's not possible. It's not possible.
But yeah, I'm happy if a build can do 163 without it feeling too sluggish. Even if it's not a meta boring edge build. Okay, there we go. And Sup Kaliniwak, nice to see you again, Kaliniwak.
That can't be done.
Yeah, by the way, Savior Shah, two-hander with Livor Mortis is great. Two-hander with Livor Mortis can give you a very fun bleeding edge setup when you're just using the Livor Mortis for survivability and you're using the other stuff for damage. This is not a new patch. It's not a new patch. They didn't patch so far, and it's too late today to get a patch, so probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then next week. Probably something ended up being more broken than they thought, and and we haven't heard from them as well. Maybe they're training new people, new employees maybe are getting trained. Who knows?
I need more power.
I'm loving those numbers. But yeah, no patch right now. It's been a week since the last patch,
I need more power.
and yeah, it is weird. It is weird why we haven't heard anything this week regarding anything.
That's not happening.
No info has been given to us. There we go. You already have 88% crit chance. Are you playing with the what's its name, with the chest piece that gives you crit chance based on freeze chance? Is that how you're getting 88% crit chance? Dumping everything into wisdom using this chest piece. Yeah, Frostweave. I actually got the Frostweave myself, and I also have an axe with Livor Mortis that I wanna upgrade. Frostweave Golem would be super good for tankiness and to get high crits without needing to dump everything into ferocity and crit chance, and you can just focus on the crit damage and the damage. You can keep the golem for toughness, for survivability. I'm thinking of pulling this enemy towards the others and healing him when there's more around him.
That's not happening.
Come on, bossy. Come on, boss fight. There we go. Alright, he's gonna die now. But it's weird what's happening to my warehouse, why every time I use my warehouse I'm crashing. Super weird,
Not possible.
broken stuff. Maybe they're doing some maintenance to the what's it called, to the storage of people. That could be what's happening. Could they be increasing the storage? Because I've never had this bug before, where every time I open my warehouse I would crash. It started today once I started streaming. I didn't have it earlier when recording footage for the build video that I uploaded today, so not sure what could be happening there. Last Epoch is probably getting a patch soon as well, so I'm gonna be busy with other games when Chaos Bane gets its next update and when Last Epoch gets its next update.
Can't do that.
Hopefully Wolcen gives us a fun balancing and bug fixing update soon as well. But at least I finally got my Rocketman build that I've been trying to get. Before I had problems with the survivability on this setup, now I don't.
Not possible. It's not possible.
Look at this. Oh, I forgot to change my gems, but I'm afraid to go into my warehouse and get the whitening gems, because my game might crash anytime I do it.
It's not possible.
Never imagined I would say that I'm afraid to go into my storage in a game because I'm afraid it would crash. But the storage related bugs in this game have been aplenty, so
It's not
it doesn't surprise me in this game, I guess. Where is the boss? There.
That can't be done.
Oh, regeneration, and he's a teleporty one, so every time he teleports he's getting a few seconds of generation on it. Aether missiles, regeneration, renting build. Come on, die. No. I'm trying to get the other enemies to come closer to the boss, so I can explode them into him.
No.
Alright, he's gone. Nice. Did this build with Bleeding Edge work well? Yes, Hammered Toe, this build works well with Bleeding Edge. Basically, what you want to do is the same thing I'm doing, but replace Havoc Orb for Bleeding Edge. Use a dagger. If you're gonna be using Bleeding Edge, you want a dagger. And ideally, you could probably get a shield with Livor Mortis and a dagger with Anomaly, or the other way around. As long as one gives you Livor Mortis, the other one gives you Anomaly, you would be able to get that. Except you're not gonna be able to use Aether Jump and Plague Burst. But you can use other things. You can use other things like Wings of Ishmir, or Warpath, or Juggernaut.
Don't be shy.
It does work with Bleeding
Mojave has
Edge though.
everything a soldier needs.
All you need is Livor Mortis, and then you need points into this for survivability. You don't even need to get the summon HP and damage. This one is nice because it gives you HP. This one gives you toxic damage, so you might as well grab that and skip this one. So probably going this route. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you want to save points, ignoring those on this side. If you want to just minimize the points taken for the survivability for the golem. With Bleeding Edge I would still suggest down Spire Striker in this way. I would still suggest going for Child of Fury, and I would still suggest Flurrying Flames. I would also suggest Merciless Lethality. I would suggest as well Immortal Offering, but for Bleeding Edge you would want those stacks here. So you would want those 2 points here, and you would want that point here. So those 3 points, 1, 2, 3 and this one 4, are needed for Bleeding Edge. I currently don't get bonuses when the enemies have more stacks on them. That's why I didn't go that route. But I could use this max willpower and rage in my build. It would actually help me having it. Maybe instead of this crit chance score. I'm not sure why I took this crit chance score and damage instead of this one if I needed crit chance, but yeah, there's things to do. So this is fun. This is definitely fun with the setup, even with Bleeding Edge. And yeah, it could work. It's definitely different than my build video. And Savior is doing 420% crit damage almost all the time. Nice. Frostweave, I also have it, but as I said, I'm afraid to go in my warehouse. Because whenever I do, I seem to crash after today. Not sure what they did today.
Welcome to my humble stand.
25 crit damage, steel ring.
The quality on this one
So
is
steel rings can be
unmatched.
obtained from those what's its name? The projects for
Hey
accessories.
there. I
So
was
if you
just
get
turning the
accessories
stomach.
projects,
There you are.
worth doing
Our diplomats are becoming restless.
for sure.
Perhaps you have a mission for them. What can I do for you today? Perhaps something from the dark market.
I'm
What do
back
you
to
want?
not having
Oh,
affinity
sorry, Melly.
again.
Where are you
I'm gonna
sending the
do the
seekers
rogue
then?
armor. Oh, max number of projects. Okay. Oh shit, I forgot I didn't want to roll for modifiers. But yeah, this build could work with bleeding catch nicely.
Not possible.
If someone wants to use it with bleeding catch. I mean, all you want is a livor mortis item. You can use it with a bleeding edge build that gives you, for example, you can have Aether Jump Shield and livor mortis, what's its name? Sword or dagger or axe or hammer or any one-handed weapon, even a pistol. If you want to use it for a one-handed bleeding edge, just for extra survivability. Or you can do the other way around. The shield could give you the livor mortis, and the weapon can give you the Aether jump if you want that mobility together with the other stuff. Of course it's gonna escape every fucking time. Escapes every fucking time. And yet the video is using slightly different setup. On the video I'm using the default setup for this, which is with 3 golems, and now I'm pushing the damage. And oh wow, it's Jeff, interesting nickname, welcome to the Struck Club, thank you for the follow. And yes, this build can be used with 1 golem, with 2 golems or with 3 golems, depending on how much survivability you need and how much damage you want. I'm pushing a more damage oriented setup, and instead of pistol I'm using a dagger. And you can see I'm using only 1 golem, but I'm using Aether Junk and the Shout. So slightly different than the video, but the video kind of mentions here. What gear I'm using? The most important thing would be a trio belt, but it's not a must-have. You can replace, if you don't have a trio belt, you can use Mark of Impurity on your skill bar, and it would work well. The rest you want a heavy helmet and a heavy chest piece. That would do wonders for you. Heavy helmet and chest piece. And see, ideally you want cooldown reduction on both of those together with this. But if you have to sacrifice the helmet or the chest piece to not have cooldown reduction for more resistances, go for the chest piece. Go for the chest piece not having cooldown if you have to decide. Because you can get a lot more resistances by a chest piece with percent all resists and flat all resists. Well, all resistance only on the helmet and chest piece. Bruiser would be nice. So look at this bruiser piece. This is 414 resistances on a bruiser shoulder, and it also gives you 1400 HP. So ideally you want heavy only on those two, and then you want bruiser with high resists and high HP and rage and willpower cost reduction and ferocity and toughness and maybe some damage or crit score or ailment chance score, something like this. But go for fat HP, fat resistance. Even if it doesn't have percent HP, percent resistance, fat HP, fat resistance, so you can get some nice resistant HP. And rage and willpower cost reduction, as I said, is nice, resistances are nice. But here I have health regeneration and agility, here I have health regeneration and agility, I don't need those. Those are wasted. Toughness is fine, wisdom is fine, ferocity is fine, damage is fine. See, here I've got another fat HP, fat resistances. Here though I'm using heavy because I don't have a good bruiser counterpart. This one would only give me 500 HP and I'm losing 300 resistances, which makes it not worth it. I'm also losing 81 ferocity and I'm gaining only 20. I'm losing 17 toughness, getting health regen agility. Tanky gun mage, yeah, kind of a tanky gun mage. So ideally bruiser gear with just heavy chest piece and heavy helmet. But it's super hard to get bruiser gear that gives you good resist and good HP. But if you get lucky to get something like that, definitely use it. And Perling83, welcome to the Struck Club, thank you for the follow as well. Appreciate it. Weapon, so for the weapon, dagger or a pistol with flat damage to attacks. Just a second. At the moment, since I'm using the shout, I'm using the dagger. But my dagger is not with the correct sockets. Ideally, I would want something like fire or whitening damage in the sockets. So this is my dagger, 3 times flat damage, crit damage. And crit chance score is not bad, attack speed is not bad, but I prefer percent material for this dagger. And I would prefer wife leech maybe, or maybe what else would be nice? Maybe ailment chance score would be nice. So this is my other weapon. In the build video I'm using this pistol. So for this pistol I'm using fire frost elemental with fire socketed inside because I couldn't use fire, I couldn't apply fire stacks. At the moment, to apply fire stacks I modified plague burst to do fire instead of toxic. Slightly different than the build video. And this gives me wife leech, this gives me crit. Ideally on this item, when they fix the crafting to be controllable, I would add flat whitening damage. This would push the damage of the weapon to like 600 and something. So probably 660 if I get good whitening damage. I'm saving this last socket for the weapon. The shadow gems, as I said, I can't use my warehouse. I'm crashing. Every time I use my warehouse, my game crashes. Ideally I would put whitening gems because I can't apply shock. Whitening gems or toxic. At the moment I'm having troubles with this weapon to apply the toxic because I removed this passive. Yeah, the game is just so buggy. I mean, I'm not sure what's causing this crash, but every time I open my warehouse I'm crashing. So I can't pick up the whitening gems without a crash. I'm kind of scared to do it now. It's sad that the game is in such a state that a player would be sad to use a core feature like the warehouse, but yeah. If you could, I wouldn't mind it. I could use 3 gems. I can give you whatever I've got here. I mean, I could give you some other stuff for it. Toxic gems probably would be the better option though, because I'm not applying the toxic right now. Because my pet, my golem can still apply. My golem can still apply shock every now and then. But yeah, this is me just pushing the boundaries of this build to see how much I can get from it. The main damage doesn't come from Havoc Orb, it comes from the explosions of Mark of Impurity. But I made it so that even Havoc Orb does some nice damage now. And again, as I said, this can work with Bleeding Edge instead of Havoc Orb if you want it to. If you do anything over level 100 you crash. That is a very annoying bug hammered though. I'm not sure how you even got this glitch to happen, but this game... I mean, nothing can surprise me regarding glitches in this game. We've seen so many weird bugs already. And yeah, I'm gonna add you, Jeff, just a second.
No.
I'm gonna finish this map. Let's try and get more enemies. Oh, the boss would be
Gotta
here.
catch my breath.
I will do something. I will try and keep this enemy for the boss fight, and I'm gonna go and kill some more enemies away from that one, away from the demon. Around 180 you crash. Okay, so there's some new books where people start crashing. Man, this game, so much potential wasted with so many bad bugs. I'm hoping they get their shit together and start fixing stuff.
That's not helpful.
Some of the game breaking, progress breaking, crashing things. Because it definitely is one of the best games out there visually. The combat is so nice, and there's interesting systems in place, but the balancing and the broken things just make it kind of not fun to play right now. Thankfully I'm trying to find new setups, and if it wasn't for Savior to suggest a video about someone using golems to me, so I can kind of adapt it to my own making and liking, and thankfully I could find this setup that way. I'm doing something completely different than what was shown to me, but I kind of got motivated to use this thing, which I wasn't before when using pets. Alright, few more enemies. Come on, few more enemies. What do you call shotgun builds, by the way? What do you mean shotgun builds? Do you mean Havoc Orb, or do you mean Gunslinger Brand, or do you mean triple annihilation? And I can actually invite you if you want. You can do that boss fight with me. Havoc Orb is so fun. Havoc Orb is one of my favorite builds, skills.
Not happy.
Especially once they added the rockets. The Havoc rockets make it so much more fun, especially with that ability to cast multiple instances of the rockets
It's not possible.
in a short amount of time. Alright, let's do it like this. Material shield, elemental shield, tough as well. Is there regeneration that I'm not seeing? Oh, you're using the triple rockets, nice. Where did it go? Alright, we can just go ahead and turn in. Let's turn in the quest, get the rewards.
You're alive. Great.
Get that extra productivity. And this is what I was upgrading. Alright, there we go. I can give you some other gems. There. Thanks. Let's try now to apply toxic with my dagger.
I agree.
Move gems.
A different gem would suit it better.
And good luck to you too, and thank you for
Greetings,
this.
my friend. How may I help?
Thank you for helping me do that without having to rely on my warehouse crashing or not crashing, on the randomness of it.
Got everything you need? Excellent.
So I just
Come back
upgraded
soon.
this item from yellow to legendary, and I think it didn't give me that good of a bonus. I think the resource generation was not there, and the material damage probably wasn't there. I mean, is it better than what I'm running right now? Probably not. It's probably better than this one though. But yeah, I'm gonna lose cost reduction. I'm gonna lose cost reduction in any case. So yeah, I'll keep that there. I'll keep that there. What else might I want to upgrade next? I don't have the goat to
Come
do another
in.
upgrade,
There's
so
no
for
need to
now
be
let's
shy.
just
It's you,
get some
maybe.
goat
There are plenty of
and
missions
primordial
prepared just
affinity,
for you.
more goat and primordial
Where are you
affinity,
thinking of sending the Seekers
and maybe
today? Somewhere
armor.
dangerous by any chance?
Just checking for accessories.
What are you looking for? A new weapon, perhaps?
Just looking for something that's worth upgrading. This one definitely not worth it. Not sure why I kept it, probably because of the stacks inflicted,
when you
but
need
that's
me,
fine,
friend.
I can just sell it. When does the next patch hit? Probably tomorrow. I mean, there has not been any news about this. If I go to the Discord announcements, the last time they updated us was the 27th of February. So that is 1 week ago. 1 week ago. Exactly 1 week ago is when we last heard from them. Pretty weird why they haven't communicated anything since then, but I mean that's how it is sometimes.
Welcome to the Purple Phoenix.
Alright, let's keep trying this.
There's a good kid. Off with you.
But yeah, if anyone wants to do those 163 missions with me, feel free to.
I can't do that right now.
We're gonna give them a bit more HP, but with too many it shouldn't be that big of a problem. And as I said, 163 items are just as strong as 187. Just the XP is a bit slower. So am I applying toxic more often now?
Not like that.
Yeah, if you wanna convince your player base that you care, you wanna at least tell them what you're doing. that's the least they can do. A little bit of courtesy to say, here, hey, we would be doing a patch this week or next week, and we need a bit more time because it ends up being a stronger issue than we thought, a harder issue to fix than we thought. Something like this. I mean, it doesn't take much to just communicate with the player base. It takes just a few minutes to write a message. Yeah, if it's a short message, you can write it in 1 minute. Thank you for the emotes. Pikachu. By the way, seeing that Pikachu emote reminds me of some of the pet names I use for my pet. You know how when someone has a long name, you use a short name to give him a pet name? But for people or pets that have short names, you kind of use longer ones. And with Sky, I sometimes call him Skykachu or Skabo or a Scamander or anything that can derive from Sky. Scabaldo, Skyzer, Skyry. There are so many names I could call him. But yeah, Skykachu is kind of like Sky and Pikachu mix. Seeing that Pikachu emote kind of reminded me of this. And there's another streamer, one of the big Borderlands streamers, Tess Achka. She has 2 cats, and one of her cats is called Mika. And she calls her Mika cat Mikachu, which is super weird, because the first time I heard it, I couldn't believe that someone else also derived their cat's name and combined it with Pikachu and made it into a longer name. So it's pretty weird.
I can't do that right now.
But yeah, pretty fun to hear and see that on stream.
I can't do that. I can't do that.
But I'm loving this damage.
Can't manage that.
It has enough survivability, it has okay damage, and with the addition of what's its name, of Aether Jump, we have some mobility too. Okay, nice. I'm loving those explosions, grouping them up.
Can't manage that.
Here. Probably a little bit more rage wouldn't hurt the build. Getting that 200 and the other 100 and 100 nodes. Oh, the boss is here. Oh, it's the tanky one. Alright, I'm gonna try and get more
I
enemies.
can't do that right now.
for this boss, because it's gonna take ages if I don't. Because he reflects my projectiles. Alright, enemies, come with me.
That's
Come
not
with me where the boss is. Let's find the corner here.
right now. That can't be done.
Alright, that should work. I think I got him to explode, but unfortunately I think they exploded when he was invulnerable. I wish I could get him close to the turtle, but I have to be in a corner, otherwise it won't work well. And I no longer have Pierce. No, well, I kind of pushed it too far without the survivability. I could do something like this. When he's reflecting with the shield, I'm not white leeching. This is one of the problems when he's reflecting with the shields. Alright, there we go. On bosses like those, normally I probably would switch to Bleeding Edge, because it's just faster, much faster if I deal with a boss like this on a Bleeding Edge instead of the Havoc Orb. He can't reflect my axes.
You are welcome here.
He can be invulnerable with the shield, but
Our
then if I leave the
diplomats
axis
are awaiting
spinning
your orders, my lady.
and he's facing me, the axis would be hitting him from behind.
Where are you thinking of sending the Seekers today? Somewhere dangerous by any chance?
Accessories, I actually want that. Maybe I can get a good steel ring. Drak, nice to see you again as well,
Quality on
Drak.
This one is unmatched.
Let's see, 4 shield here. Should I start doing Wrath of Sari cell runs? Whenever I... Oh shit, I opened my warehouse. Please game, don't crash. It didn't crash,
What are you
wow.
looking for?
My warehouse
Any
didn't crash.
weapon
I accidentally forgot about this. Let's see if I can leave more stuff without crashing. Oh, it didn't crash. Last time I crashed it when I left a gem inside. Okay. I left a gem, it didn't crash. What about those 3 gems? Nice. It worked. It worked. No crashing. Oh, I see. I forgot to take this point. No wonder I'm having troubles with the stacks right now. I forgot to grab this point. Well, I'm close to a level up, although probably I won't be able to get it without a respec. But if I were to respec, what would I want to remove to get that point? There isn't anything I can get rid of other than this point. Well, I can just level up, I guess.
Contract. A second. Come back soon. I'll be here as always.
Hey RayChar7, welcome back to you as well. Why is dual wield so bad? Because in this game they didn't mean for us to be dual wielding for damage. Basically dual wielding it's only as a stat stick. You don't get the damage bonus of the second weapon. So you're probably better off using a shield. instead of dual wielding. You're getting some parts of the stuff from the second weapon, but you're getting very small part of the stuff from the second weapon. So you can try and, for example, I think you're getting the gems. I think the bonuses from the gems you're getting, I think if there are stats like crit damage, crit chance, attack speed, things like that, I think those you're probably also getting them. But they didn't make an actual dual wielding system in the game. They didn't make a proper dual wielding system where both weapons are actually strong. So yeah, in this game dual wielding is not like in other games. The second one is, as I said, just a stat stick. And not a good one either. Pretty bad stat stick. I think we're gonna be fighting an exoskeleton on this map. Wow, okay. Knockbacks galore. So many. Okay, let's put them. I really hope they change that. There's so many things I hope they change. The list keeps growing and growing and growing. And unless the company itself grows with new people, they won't be able to handle all the things that needed to be handled before the launch even. I mean, they did get money now, so they don't have any excuses now. I know it takes time to finish development of something that needs to be fixed or added or etc. It takes time, but they did get funds, which if used correctly, they would be able to expand and get the game at a very nice state within a month or 2 or 3 or 4. I'm just hoping it doesn't take them too long, because the longer they take, the less likely for people to return into the game. And you can see the new Path of Exile League, Delirium, looks promising to Path of Exile players. To me it seems more of the same, with something super nice and new. I'm really loving that whole thing Delirium offers players, with the passive tree growing with more gems and stuff. It's not something that would make me play Path of Exile, but I'm sure Path of Exile players would be super happy with the new league. And you also see Diablo 3's new season starting the same day Path of Exile starts Delirium. So pretty weird choice of date. I mean, they're actually hurting themselves by starting their season the same time Path of Exile does. If Diablo 3 wanted to make a good move, they would have started their next season 2-3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks after Path of Exile, so that people who get bored of the new league would start the new season. That probably would have been the best move for Blizzard. Weird stuff. But yeah, the player base of Wolcen is bleeding bit by bit every day. As people are getting bored of the lack of communication and fixes. Oh wow. Oh wow.
It's not possible.
How many more do I need a kill to get this boss to spawn? And with all that knockback,
Can't manage that like that.
it's not helping. I am gonna go this way, maybe find more enemies. Barely any, but still more than nothing. Nice. Well, if they're hiring new QAs and if they're hiring new community managers, they seem to know that the areas that need more people, more personnel. Communication from community managers, because Jessica is the only community manager right now, and I guess she's swarmed with requests and emails and everything to answer. So if they're hiring more of those, that's good, and if they're hiring more QAs, that's even better, because that means more bugs can be fixed, more bugs can be found before the game patches get launched and so on. But even then, we probably won't see those changes on our end until like a month or two. Because people, if they're new into the company, they're gonna need some time to get used to how things are done. It's not an industry where you can just start performing to the best you can on day one.
That's not happening.
Come on. Any left to kill? Nope. Few more enemies though, few more enemies, and then I can summon the boss. Oh, those won't give me points. I'm not gonna kill those. Oh, chest. Ah, fuck. Okay,
That's not happening.
let's go that way. I need more enemies like those.
Can't
This
manage
is what I need. Clusters of enemies. That was a quick wipe of those enemies. Right, I'm gonna try and pull those elites towards the boss fight. Come on, elites. Or maybe I can pull the boss towards the elites. Is it the whitening one? Yeah, it's the exoskeleton. So this would be a good test, because this is the OP damage boss. With 3 golems I could face tank this. Those whitening missiles, I could face tank them with triple golems. With a single golem and half the HP I used to have, I probably won't be able to. So I'm gonna be a bit more dodgy, but even with more dodging, it still is gonna work.
not possible.
Elites, come here, elites, where are you? There we go.
I can't do that right now.
Damn, look at all the knockback from the turtles. Double the turtle, double the knockback.
It's not possible.
Okay, he should die anytime now. They're just knocking me back left and right. But I made this fight super difficult by stacking so many turtles next to the boss. 3 turtles. He should already be exploding. I'm not sure why he isn't. Oh, there we go. He exploded. Okay. Exoskeleton. I kind of tanked quite a bit on the exoskeleton, more than I expected with a single golem compared to triple golem. So definitely one golem is a lot of damage reduction. Even just one. Unlucky. Room full of chests. Room full of chests. We're gonna do that in a moment. Wait, was that 18 all attributes? Never mind. 15. I wish there was a way to reroll the white mods on items.
Please, come again.
I am Go, welcome back, I am Go. Welcome back, nice to see you again. Please chest, don't crash on me chest. There we go, it didn't crash. Let's see here. What can we do? Primordial affinity.
Plenty
Maybe-
of eager seekers waiting for your word. I almost wish I was going with them.
Enter the agent. Alright, let's go.
Contract. Give me a second.
187 this time.
No shortage of jobs like this. Stormfall's gone to the dogs.
If it's just chests. Oh, it's cursed chest. Then why did I do 187? I should not have done 187.
I need more power.
Well, I'm not sure what to pick up. I just pick up some random stuff. I don't have much room anyways.
I don't have enough space.
I mean, I'm sure something
Wrong
might be
button.
done. What that is, I couldn't tell you.
So, this is gonna fall on the ground. There's no room.
Hello there, friend. Please, browse my wares.
This ain't bad as an upgrade base. For an upgrade base, if I can get cooldown and maybe percent resists, It's gonna be nice. Or maybe transfer time.
You have a good eye.
Let's see. So, test number 1. Resource generation. I don't think it's worth
Greetings, my
testing
friend.
my
How
work
may
with
I
that
help
one anymore. So let's pick up all the stuff here. I think the amulet might have been a good base. What's this amulet? 8, nope. Bad base, only 8 to all attributes.
Hello there, friend. Please browse my wares.
So kind of bad base is dropping recently. If I see on an item, if I see 3 good stats, I
Your
always try to make it
patronage is
4.
appreciated.
This one is 26 crit damage. This can actually end up being good. Can I upgrade a blue into yellow? I can't. I really wish I could upgrade a blue into a yellow.
Don't
Or
be
a
shy.
white into a blue.
Mojave has everything a soldier needs.
I thought that we can upgrade white into blue and blue to yellow, but nope, the game doesn't allow us to do this. It would have been so nice if it did though. Just think about the possibilities there of something great that is white with a nice base. I can upgrade it in the city, yes, this I can. But it costs cash. Like if I were to take this
Customer.
thing,
Welcome
let's
to my
take this ring
humble
and
style.
let's upgrade it.
What do you wish my
It's
contacts to
gonna
find for
be
you this time,
expensive.
my friend?
Not that much, but do I really want to pay 139 gold and 11,000 to upgrade to to yellow? I mean, if it was a 30 crit damage ring with 2 flat damage attacks, or with a 30 damage ring with another 30 damage and with some attacks, probably it would be worth it. I'm gonna check something. Can I reroll with entropy orb the blue item? "19 crit damage, 26 crit damage." Yeah, crafting. It is a crazy amount of gold for an upgrade indeed. I mean, this one is probably worth testing an upgrade. It doesn't have the crit damage, but let me try an echo. If I manage to remove the shadow damage, well, sacred damage, damn. It is broken. that I can confirm. Crafting is so broken in the game right now. This is how it is for now. Okay, I'm gonna do one last try on this ring. Remove the sacred, and then I'm gonna slam it as a blue. So let's add a socket. Oh, I cannot add sockets. Not on blue items. See, I don't see a reason why we can't add
Remember
sockets to
polish
blue
your
items.
rings to keep them sparkling?
Alright, one last try. Add something good, please. Life leech from fire. I mean, it's not the worst that could happen to the ring. But yeah, let's do this. I'm just gonna be gambling here and trying to craft this into an interesting ring.
Welcome.
But
Was
upgrading a
there
yellow item costs
something you
just as
wished
much
me
as a
to
blue.
find?
Look at the cost for a blue item, and then look at the cost for... Well, this is 180, so it doesn't care whether the item is yellow or orange. It cares about the item level. This is 187, 144. This is a yellow in the same level. It's 144. So you can see it doesn't care what rarity the item is. It only looks into the item level. That's why this costs that much. But let's upgrade it for science. 27 yellow, that's fine. I've probably got better ones somewhere as well. I had a lot of 30s. I had a lot of 30s somewhere. Like here I've got a 24 with another 30, but this is a spell damage and I'd rather keep it a spell damage ring for when I'm playing spell builds. But now for science, let's see what we're gonna get from that one. In the meantime, let me get some gold.
At once,
Primordial affinity,
it may be
primordial
difficult,
affinity
I think,
gold.
but not impossible.
This is what they're trained for, right? Exploring the most perilous of places.
Okay.
And all of it in the pursuit of treasure. More paperwork. Thanks.
Not possible.
So I need that one level up so I can get the point I forgot to add into the build. I forgot to add the point where I can apply more than one ailment with a single attack, with a single hit. Big mistake to forget this one. I thought I got it, but I guess I forgot. And that's why at the moment I can't stack that many attack buffs, damage buffs.
I need more power.
And I don't want to respec, lose another 2000 affinity just to respec for a single point.
Can't manage that.
I wish there was a single point respec as well as full respect. So for a single point, let's say we use 100 affinity to remove a single point. So one interact sold to the NPC gives us 100 affinity. I don't see why not make it to be able to remove points one by one for 100 affinity. The exact price a single interact costs would be great as a quality of life addition. The same way you have a respec option in Vast Epoch that allows you to remove points one by one for gold. For example from the passives. Something similar can be done here with affinity and make it cost like 100 affinity per point. It's still gonna be more expensive if you wanna do a full respec that way compared to paying 2000, but it's still gonna be much more user friendly to respec one point at a time if you don't want a complete respec. And 100 affinity is the perfect cost because it's the exact cost of an interact. So it really makes sense to have that as the cost for a single point removed. It would definitely allow you for when you really want to make small modifications to a build to not go for a full respec. Let's whip them up.
I need more power.
Okay, then this one. Can you still get the belt from vendor? Yeah, you can still get the belt from vendor. It's just it's super RNG, man. Super RNG. Some people have farmed 6 hours and not gotten it for 6 hours of constant farming of the vendor. So
Not
it
possible.
is kind of weird. The crafting system, the only thing that's not broken, I dare to disagree here. The crafting system is broken. The crafting system with gems is broken. The crafting system without gems isn't, but it's a lot of RNG if you craft without gems. Based on what they were previewing 1-2 weeks before the game launched, they were promising a lot more control than the control we got. So I've played the game in the beta and I was really excited to learn that we would have some control over the crafting system with gems. But at the moment, even with gems, it's totally RNG. I'm using a poison gem, I'm getting attack speed, which is not even on the poison gem at all. Then I'm using an amethyst and I'm getting poison damage, and the amethyst doesn't have poison damage on it at all. So how is this not broken, tell me? Crafting is far from working the way they promised. I mean, you can't get poison with an amethyst and then get attack speed with the poison gem. When those are the exact the exact opposites. I mean, at least it is working in some way, but it's definitely not working the way it was supposed to, as per what they were promising. But again, they didn't let us test it. If they let us beta testers to give them at least 1 or 2 weeks of testing and feedback, the launch would have been much better. It's weird when you have so many willing to help beta testers and then you don't take advantage of it and just release the game without any testing of the new content.
I can't do that.
It's nice that they gave us so much new content and so many new things and systems, but at least a little bit of testing of those systems would have resulted in much better results on launch. Regeneration, shit, he's regenerating. Not the best one to do. Right, I'm gonna get my golem away. I wanna get my golem here. Golem, come here, golem. Because my golem is taking the aggro of the enemies, and I want those enemies to come near the boss, so I can explode them into him.
It's not possible.
Should I just put the boss to the enemies instead of the other way around? I guess it would be probably the better option. Come on, boss. This is where I want him to come.
Can't manage.
He did regenerate a lot of HP while I was doing this, but the explosions did help.
Not possible.
This regeneration. One of the cases where this build, even with the damage-oriented setup that I'm running now, kind of feels sluggish.
Can't manage that.
Right, just a few million more and he's gonna explode. I think I need to get him to 7 point something million. Okay, so 5 million. There we go. So Hydromorphon said, compared to other things, crafting works good. Your level 83 crafter what? It just worked. They said there is a chance of getting what the gem is, not 100% safe. Well, they should have mentioned this when they were previewing the system. They never said that it's not gonna be 100% when they were advertising this system before the game launch, when they were previewing it. But if you're getting something from a completely different gem when using one gem, it kind of is super weird, super broken. There should be some more control to it. There should be some more control to what you're getting if you're using a gem when re-rolling. But it is fun. I mean, it is a very nicely made system, combining Diablo 2 style socketing with Path of Exile style components for re-rolling item stats. Not a bad crafting system. It's actually an original fusion of two things that exist in another game, in other games. So it may not be completely original, but it is still nice because they're taking things that work well in other games and modifying them, fusing them together. This is one of the things I really enjoy in the game, the way they made the crafting. I just want them to give us the control that was promised. Because otherwise it just feels incomplete and super RNG. And super grindy, because the way we're getting reagents
What'll it be?
doesn't justify the RNG. If we got reagents the same way we do gems, then probably it would have justified it.
Welcome to the assembly, my lady. Our diplomats have been awaiting your instructions.
Should I get Primordial Affinity? I guess yes. And reagent rarity. Okay. Next.
What do you want?
People defending the broken system. Well, I mean, I defend some things about it, but I don't defend the brokenness of it. I defend the system as a general, as how it was taught, how they were promising it would be. But I never would defend the broken way of super bad RNG. That just kind of... it doesn't matter whether you have a gem or not currently. If it's giving me such broken results, I'm better off not using gems. Because it makes no sense to use one gem and get the bonuses of a completely different gem. I mean, I'm fine with getting one of the 9 bonuses on the gem. This is a fine way of having RNG. That way you still have RNG, but at least you know there's 9 things you can get. So let's say I'm gonna wait to wood a gem, but let's say I use a shadow gem. I've got chances to get flat shadow to spells, flat shadow to attacks, occult status element, occult damage, and all the other things that can be on the sapphire. And that's 9 things. So I have 1 out of 9 chance. But the way it is right now, I probably have like 50% chance to get those 9 things, and then 50% chance to get a ton of other stats, which are so much more. And I'm not sure if it's 50. I think it's more like you have 25% chance to get one of the 9 things that is on the gem, and probably 75% to get one of the many other stats out there. Yeah, it's only working as long as you have a ton of duped orbs. And even with a ton of duped orbs, even then you might not get lucky, so... Yeah, good work. I think only people who duped orbs would be defending the system the way it is right now, in its broken state. And I can tell you, even with duped orbs, it's super bad. Even with duped orbs, the rates are super bad. Just try saving up 20 orbs and rerolling the stats on something, and you're gonna see what I mean. I've wasted so many orbs on stream though. You've probably seen me messing with this crafting system for the past few weeks on stream with various items. Sometimes I would work out on it super randomly, but most of the times working out would be from the crafting, from the quality upgrade, from the item rarity upgrade in the town, rather than from orbs. So it's a whole other type of RNG that I'm getting lucky on.
I need more power.
Okay. But yeah, it's nice to play this build with one golem and still survive. I never expected to have that much survivability with just one golem and reducing my HP to 50,000 from 80,000. So good results, and the damage seems to be nice. I'm satisfied with this damage. It's far from bleeding edge damage, but good enough for me. As long as I don't have to play this boring skill that I've been playing for the 5 years, last 5 years. Let's not say last 5 years, let's say from the last 3 years or 2 years. I forgot when the beta launched, but ever since the beta started, Bleeding Edge has been the OP skill for many versions of the game. There has always been a nice Bleeding Edge build in the beta. I loved playing my meteor shower, or whatever the name was, the mage with the falling meteors from the sky in alpha, and doing that orc boss. There was like a final boss in Act 1 back then. There was some sort of orc, temporary one, that was kind of like a early version of the Devourer somehow. I enjoyed playing against him with the crossbow build as well. Crossbow builds were so fun. I'm sad that there's no longer crossbows, but there's pistols. But in a way I like pistols as well. I mean, they probably decide to get rid of the crossbow so people won't say copying Diablo 3 blah blah blah. Bounty Hunter copy clone. Probably that's what would have happened if they didn't put pistols instead of crossbows.
That's not happening.
People always compare games and always try to find similarities in call one game clone of another game. But crossbows definitely felt fun back then. And back then you actually had stamina potions. So you could spam stamina potions. You had more than 2 potion slots. I'm happy with this balancing change though. No stamina potions and being able to only equip 2 potions is good.
It's not possible.
Good change. So this is gonna take a while if it's just the boss and no enemies to help with the damage from explosions. Come on, look at how long it's taking. And he's not even regeneration, just tough and unstoppable. And that's kind of it. So does unstoppable mean we can't crowd control him even when the shield is down? In a way it's nice because once the shield is down it never goes back up. But it also doesn't have that break phase.
I need more power.
Oh, stasis, he did some stasis to me. Getting there. He's almost down. I think I need to get him to 7-8 million HP and then he's gonna explode.
Can't manage that.
Boom.
City has been a veritable hive
Now
of
let's see this thing
activity.
I was
Are you
upgrading.
on, my friend?
So this got fire damage added to attacks as an added bonus. I can try and slam it now.
Come in. There's no need to be shy.
What? Oh,
There you are. Our diplomats are becoming restless. Perhaps you have a mission for them.
Let's do something for this ring now. Let's Genesis Stone it.
Thank you for your custom. We appreciate it.
Thankfully, Genesis Stone on rings and stuff only can give you like what, 5 different bonuses, 4 different bonuses. So this is not a bad thing. Attacks gain 10% of the was damage. It's not the end of the world having this one. Let's see if I can get a second Genesis modifier. I'm hoping to remove anything but the FWAT and HP. So wife leech or attacks I would rather remove. Well, I removed the HP. Force shield recharge from health globes. What sort of shit is this? Alright, this ring seems kind of broken for now, but let's keep it. Who knows?
Please, look around. I'm sure you'll find something that takes your fancy.
And I'm gonna sell this one. Let's do another one.
welcome to the Purple Phoenix.
Almost midnight, so probably a few more maps for today. It's 11:58 now.
That can't be done.
Kind of shorter stream today because I started pretty late. But at least I made the build video, and yesterday throughout my whole stream my voice probably has been cutting off because I had some filters. Yesterday I set up some things like called noise gate, compressor, and what was the other thing? Let me check the names of the filters. Noise suppression, noise gate, and compressor. And I think the noise gate was the thing that was messing with my voice. So I'm having difficulties figuring out the best settings for the noise gate. It looks to be working, then suddenly it's not picking up my voice. So it's super weird, even though I configured it so many times. And today I probably wasted like 3 hours worth of recording and editing, and then realizing that some of the voice was missing. And I had to start over, go back to the game, record the footage with the voiceover. I'm kind of bad that I wasn't paying attention and I didn't expect this to be working. And yesterday, probably during my stream, you probably were hearing my voice cutting off at times, and that was due to the noise gate. Basically, what noise gate does is under a certain decibel, like if the decibels are quiet, it's not picking up the voice, and if the decibels are super loud, it's kind of with another filter reducing the volume. So that was something I kind of tried to fix. So in case I start shouting, so you won't be hearing my shout, but rather hearing half of the shout or 1/4 of the volume when I shout. And in case I'm not talking, you wouldn't hear me breathing or drinking my tea and things like that. That was what I was trying to kind of fix. I guess it backfired on me. It backfired. So I'm not gonna try and configure this anymore. I'd rather keep it the way it is, because at least it works. Let's see. Oh, I should have grouped them up before one of them died. Are they applying stasis to me, or is it just yeah, someone's applying stasis to me. Not sure who. Maybe this little guy? Oh, this one, Aether imbued. That's who. Okay. Nice. I'm still not the best at executing the combo. Follow me, follow me. Come on, Sphere, come here, Sphere. They're gonna die before he comes. So at the moment I'm not even... This was just with Anomaly and Plague Burst. This what you saw the enemies dying was just Anomaly and Plague Burst. I wasn't even shooting with the Havoc Orb, and they still kind of ended up dying due to the explosions, the chain reaction. Speaking of chain reaction, can't wait for Chaos Bane's new character and do some weird chain reaction builds on her. Well, I need a return now. So I've missed a lot of enemies somewhere. I mean, I see some here. Okay, let's group those. Let's kill those here as well. Let's go this way. There should be some...
That's not happening.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of enemies here to kill. Oh, and some elites. I'm going there. Did I pull them?
Can't manage that way.
it like a big pool.
I need more thread.
Come on, explode, explode. There's some more here, and maybe... oh, perfect. Can I get some more from this side? Amazing. This is gonna be a big pool.
No.
AoE fest. Oh, there's some more. Okay, let's get them all here in a bunch. Just a bit more left till we can summon the boss. This seems clear.
Not possible.
Come on. So yeah, single golem just as good defensively as 3 for this difficulty, for 163s. Doesn't seem to be needed to go triple golem or double golem for 163s, but the damage I can get and the crits and everything from a single golem build with reworking some of the defensive stats into offensive from the passives, it's much better, especially this attack speed. The 150% attack speed for the price of 50 all resists. Surveyor, okay, Surveyor, come this way. Physical imbued, sacred imbued, material and elemental shield, and aether imbued, so he's gonna be doing stasis. Not the most pleasant combos, but okay. $32 million only though. As soon as the shields break, should be okay.
Not right now.
Should have gotten some elites to pull for explosions.
Not right now.
Come on. What were the shields? Elemental and material. Okay.
Not possible.
A cool shield probably would have been a preferred one. Come on. Did it stun me? I think it stunned me. Yeah, keeps stunning me. I think that's because of the physical imbued.
Not happening.
And since we don't get the immortal offering on this guy, it could be a bit annoying. Come on, it's gonna die. We get him down to 4 million HP, I think, for him to explode.
No.
There we go.
Ah, you're back in Stormfall. Well, don't ask me about what's been going on. I've barely looked up from my lab.
dark market. Never heard of it.
Welcome
Okay.
to the assembly, my lady.
I've
Our
heard of it.
diplomats
It's
have been
here.
awaiting your instruction.
Let's get
There's a
mage
lot of risk
armor
in it,
and
and I mean
goat.
a lot. But if anyone can pull it off, it's Stormfall Seekers.
You know Mojave is always the best value.
Nice base for crafting. Health 4 shield spell crit and it's
Tell your
27.
friends, Mojave stand in the Palace District.
I'd rather do this on this. Health willpower generation, well, not the best. Kind of broke it. Keep breaking items and bricking them. At least it's not completely bricked and it's
Please, look
27%,
around.
so
I'm
not a
sure
bad
you'll
base.
find something that takes your fancy. The dark market.
Huh? What?
Are you looking for me? Oh, of course you are. Got plenty of expeditions. to choose
So 10 minutes past midnight.
What
Alright,
do
let's
you
do a last map. Last run. Final lap of the day.
Not possible.
Got caves. Caves of the Resident Sleeper. What is this one? Look at the damn
It's not possible.
wall density of this map. It's barely spawning any so far.
Not right.
There's those here, but those don't count. If they're spawned from the crystal, they don't count for the come down enemies. The ones next to them count though.
I can't do that.
Can't wait to get this 1 point. This 1 point here, so I can do proper damage, proper stacks, and get all those buffs that I should be getting from Immortal Offering. Okay. He's just prolonging his death, delaying it bit by bit.
That's not happening.
What's here? Just 3 enemies, really. Yeah, the density on this map is kind of trolly.
Can't manage that right now.
Okay. And there's some more here.
Not possible.
Oh, Devourer boy. Maybe I should save this Devourer and kill something else with him.
Not right now.
What's this way? Can I get the Devourer to follow? He seems stuck. Or maybe he's just too
I
slow.
need more power.
I'm just gonna kill him. Too slow to try and wait for him to come with me. Okay, that should work. Can't wait for more ways to play the game to become viable.
Not happening.
Because yeah, having to group up the enemies for getting explosion damage and having to use immortal offering,
That's not happening.
just I mean it is okay, but gets boring having to have that same play style. Group them up, get them to explode and damage each other with the explosions. Stack buffs from immortal offering and ailments and everything like that.
No.
It's nice to have at least this in the game, but more things and sources of damage would be nice. Like this thing, the dart, what's it called? The sparking dart. If this gets fixed to work the way they say, it would be nice. I'm not really sure what exactly it would be doing when it gets fixed, whether it's 20,000 flat damage or 20,000% damage to whitening and device skills. Just imagine how strong whitening and device skills would be in either of the cases.
I can't do that. It's not possible.
Alright. Nice. And let's do this.
Not right.
Ah, stuck? Really?
Not
Can I
happening.
escape from this place? There we go. It was a weird place to get myself stuck. Wait, did one of the enemies escape? I think one of them went over this way.
Can't manage that.
One of those from the shrine, or maybe it died. Because I don't see the shrine thingy on the map.
That's not happening.
Wait, which way am I supposed to go? Give them some rage.
It can't be done.
Oh, I think I see where I need to go. I just killed some to see for sure where the boss is.
Not happening.
So the boss is this way, yes.
That's not happening.
Moving.
That's not happening.
wish I could pull those elites to the boss. I could do something though. Demon of Souls, he's probably gonna follow me.
That's not happening.
So I can try and grab those elites. Grab the boss, pull them to them. Come on, boss. There we go. So how many elites have we got here? 3 of them. If I
That's
can
not
grab the furthest one, it's gonna be amazing if I can. And he can follow. Are they all following? He's kind of stuck.
I can't do that.
I didn't want to kill those, but I ran out of willpower. And my stupid pet is bugging the boss because it's holding the aggro. I think I need to do this. Now we're talking.
It can't be done.
No. They died without the boss being nearby.
Not possible.
And the other one died without the boss being nearby, so there's just this guy left.
That's not happening.
Okay, this seems fine. He's gonna die in a moment. Thankfully no regeneration.
Not right now. It's not
I
possible.
can't pull him. Come on.
I need more power.
I think that's gonna work now, finally. Probably shouldn't have even bothered with all this pulling. It's not like it helped me much. I actually killed the boss before the elite, so... I could have just killed him one-on-one without the others. Would have been faster instead of trying to pull enemies and losing time for that.
Good to have you back.
Ends
There
up not
have
being
been some
worth it
developments
sometimes.
while you were gone.
If it's regeneration, it's worth it though, but this one wasn't regenerating, so it would have died. Well, that probably would be it. 12:23 in the morning here. So, just quickly checking, what did I just sell? Yeah, rogue, never mind. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching again. There will be more tomorrow, probably last epoch instead of Wolcen, depending on whether there's a patch or not. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep it cool and goodbye.